Hello. Welcome back to the show. Cheki ni Mikia, nimewarudia hapa na mafununu. I know imekuwa a while tangu nikuwe hapa nikiwaongelesha about everything and the mess-ups and the going ons and this and that, but 2025 has been a weird year. Izeni, but nimerudi sahi, kulikuwa na some going ons like ile time yenye nilikuanga hapa last time, like 2 weeks after new upload the last video, like I lost my grandmammy. Then like 4 weeks after that I almost died type shit. And then like 2 months after that I lost my grandpa, brother mdogo ya shusha yangu mwenye aligenya like hii mwaka bado. So imekuwa tu weird. 2025 ni mwaka strange, na si ati nateta, ni vile tu nasema like it is what it is. Vile itakuwa tutapambana nayo, but may they rest in peace. Ka vile kila mtu mwingine amegenya hii mwaka, afaa ku rest in peace. Moment of silence for wale watu wali masakariwa na government juu ya maandamano, wengine wa police brutalities naendelea tu bado, but not only do we not condone it, we rebuke it. Hii ni ushetani. Sikia hadi Ruto sasa yako na underground bank anajenga pamoja na kanisa, anataka sijui kufanya nini, watu wakiwa kanisani ya sneak out. It's life, man. The new world order is upon us type shit. Hadi nimekuwa nikipiga ma research, na si ati ni huku Kenya pekee kuko messed up. Nasikia hadi kampuni kama Microsoft imefire watu ka 200k tu. Tukiongea tu.
A lot of you guys want story time as to the last video. Listen, I don't want to leave. I like my job here. I'm going to miss my friends. I've said goodbye to everybody today. This is officially my last day at Microsoft. So reportedly another 9,000 people being let go from Microsoft. That's 15,000 in 60 days.
That I was one of approximately 150 people in my organization that got let go, laid off, restructuring. That's what we're told. Whatever that means.
I got laid off a few weeks ago from Microsoft, and to be honest,
everyone's losing their jobs. Job market sucks right now. I mean, look at Microsoft cutting 15,000 jobs this year so far. I mean, pushes remaining staff to embrace AI, even though AI is literally the culprit that's making them lose their jobs. And when you start looking at AI, I mean, Microsoft fires a bunch of staff. Their savings from artificial intelligence is topping $500 million when AI is writing 30% of their code. Guess who makes AI for Microsoft? The computer science boys, the coders, the programmers, right? Those people got fired in the past couple weeks because of AI. The same AI that they helped create. That is some crazy stuff right there.
Oh, hey, cheki. Imagine umefanya kazi vizuri, so good that umekuwa ukitrain your replacement. Hivyo ndo vile hao maboys wa Microsoft wamefanyishwa sasa. Nilikuwa nafikiria ni 200k, yani 15k, lakini bado do the numbers really matter that much? 15,000 people kufanya ni watu wengi. And a lot of money to save. So apparently watu wamekuwa wakifanya hizo ma-computers, wamekuwa wakitrain their replacements wittingly or unwittingly, sasa sijui, but ina seem detrimental to your working. Kama una train kitu itafanya ukose kazi next week, but that's just me. Mi si computer graduate or anything. Mi najua tu Microsoft wanatengenezeanga computer software inafanya kazi na nafanya kazi nayo. That's all I know. All I am is but a pirate. Pirate software. Yeah, that's sometimes what I do. So ukiniambia hadi ati watu Microsoft wanapoteza kazi, mi niko like, wafaa kazi gani in the first place? I mean, shit. Wana vitu za Windows siku hizi, ilikuwa afika point unalipia hadi office. Sasa hata unalipa nani? There's no one at the office. Oh, we all screwed. Acha tuendelee. Billionaires wanaendelea kuwa Scrooge McDuck. Acha tuendelee.
And so far, layoffs are everywhere. It's not just a Microsoft thing. Microsoft is just like one of the biggest companies right now conducting the most layoffs, but every single company is doing layoffs. Bumble, the company that helps you find a girlfriend or boyfriend, is already firing like 30% of the workforce. Amazon, Microsoft are all doing the same thing. And Chegg basically went bankrupt, became a penny stock because of artificial intelligence. And we got companies that you've never even heard before conducting layoffs. Tech layoffs are hitting like an all-time high. In fact, tech layoffs are hitting like what? Close to like 85,000 people this year. Last year, tech layoffs hit about 150 to 175,000 people, depending on who you ask. I mean, tech layoffs are bad. Layoffs are everywhere. Banking layoffs, insurance layoffs, even the freaking federal layoffs are becoming big. And the really scary thing is Trump has even froze hiring in the federal sector for even longer than expected.
Yeah, ni vile nimewaambia wachiki hadi base ka US. Watu wanapoteza kazi left, right and center, ma white collar jobs. Unasikia hadi watu wanaambiwa buda, itabidi tumekuwa plumbers. Yeah, plumbers. Yeah. Juu hadi Burj Khalifa unasikia inanga plumbing hafifu. I mean, ina plumbing nzuri. We need to get the water moving. Juu, hey man, dunia nzima itaanza kuwa stagnant, man. Usikia hadi dating apps zinaanza kufaya watu. Mnamachiwa na ma AI. Hata labda hapo ndani si mtu, ni AI. So umemachiwa na AI to an AI huko hapo na chatbot. Na ujui unalipa tu hiyo subscription. Siku ya kupatana na msupu unashangaa kwa nini anakughost. Nafikiri waghostiwa na mtu, kumbe unaghostiwa na machine. But it's life. Hapo ndo mahali tumefika. Unajua watu wengi hawataelewa but hivyo ndo vile tuko. Hebu tuendelee kusikiza.
We're seeing record amounts of college grads, right? Not just college grads that were graduating who want a job. You got record amounts of layoffs from every single sector, federal and private. And then you got a bunch of people coming to the US with work visas. How are you supposed to compete for a job? And with Microsoft firing 15,000 of the most talented people in the world, I mean, you're also competing with some of the people who have decades of tech experience. How are you going to compete with somebody who just got fired from Microsoft? I mean, their CV is probably pretty crazy. So let's see what happens next.
So sikia, wepige hesabu, yeah, when ni new graduate umetokelezea tu hivi on some, gidi, good shit. Ati nimemalizana na hii shule, everything. Acha niingie huku ndani nikijaribu kupata tech job, whatever. Piga I mean, unahack hadi prezo, whatever. Microsoft niingie hivyo ndani, haya. Unaenda kwa kampuni nyingine, haya. Alafu unapiga hapo hesabu ya watu wako hapo kando yako watafuta kazi na wewe. Hao waligraduate 20 years ago, wamekuwa wakifanya kazi hiyo time yote na walifayariwa juzi. So wako na do, wanaweza endelea kutafuta hiyo kazi indefinitely. Uko hapo stranded, death stranding type shit. No good prospects, but you know the world we are living in now. So inabidi kila mtu amejua kutumia pia AI somehow. Hata kama inaendelea kuimprove by the day. Imeimprove saa hii tu nikisema hivyo. Na hii ni stui. We shall persevere.
Job cuts are everywhere. Microsoft is urging the workforce to embrace AI. AI layoffs are everywhere. Companies are forecasting a terrible recession by the end of this year. Things aren't really looking so hot.
Naona inabidi hadi nimewaletea matestimonials kutoka kwa wale walami nilikuwa naambia wanateta juu ya venye kunaenda. And ni kilami mingi, so kama mwelewi itabidi mmelete interpreter juu hadi pia mimi kuna mahali bundles zangu za kizungu zuishia. But ni jueni tu makampuni kubwa buda. Microsoft unajua vile wanashutanga unanusa. Bill Gates hizi hadi aliretire, ako hapa na control ma seeds za Afrika na kuambia huwezi uza seeds zako unless umenunua kutoka kwa Monsanto yenye ni yake. So sikieni vile walami wanalia.
You guys, I do my like 3 things I'm grateful for before I go to bed every night, whatever. Let me tell you something, that shit's getting hard. How many times am I gonna be like, I'm grateful for my dog? You know what I mean? Shit fucking blows ass right now. Everything fucking sucks ass so hard. Anyone else?
So reportedly another 9,000 people being let go from Microsoft. That's 15,000 in 60 days. What's going on? It's a $3 trillion company making record profits every quarter, and really paying their top exec staff quite a bit of money. Seems like you could use some of that money and keep some employees around. I understand getting rid of low performers, but layoffs are historically high performers, to be honest with you. People that have been around for a decent amount of time, that do a lot of work for the company. I know personally teams that I've worked with, that I was on, have really been struggling since the 6,000 person layoff, and it's just going to get worse with this layoff. So hopefully Microsoft, figures it out and corrects course, but I think you're going to see a lot more of this going forward.
There is no such thing as a good job anymore, and I think that we need to collectively just understand that. The days of just applying or walking with an application or calling or knowing a friend and getting a job, those days are completely over. And what's even worse is that, you can't even go get a job at anything under $25 an hour and live a life by yourself, live a life independently. And I wish our parents understood that. They genuinely think that we can just go out, get a job, and just make it happen. I don't understand what we got to do. What chart do we need to show them? What news segment, what graph, what table we need to do? What do we need to do to show them that it just doesn't work no more?
Sometimes I get embarrassed that it's been almost a year after I graduated and I can't find a marketing job and I'm still working retail. But then I do my hair and my makeup every day, getting to work with the goal to be the next Alex from Target. Look at my cute ass hair that I did today and compliment me. Thank you.
I don't know if there's anybody else who's...
Good morning, it's Monday morning, and let's talk about some toxic corporate culture, just so we can get it out of the way. I'm not talking about my current position or my current bosses, because today I'm going to tell you about when I got fired. And I'm going to try to keep this under 3 minutes so there's not a part 2. So I went to work at this small roofing company. It was a sales company that, although it was small, it was over 4 different states. Within the first week of being there, I'd already figured out there was some funny business going on. And I think it took me maybe 2 weeks to figure out that they weren't paying all their taxes correctly. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about when I shared privy information, supposedly. So one day I'm talking to one of the girls who worked in the marketing department, and her supervisor was also the executive assistant to the president of the company for whatever reason. And she was trying to get a hold of him and couldn't. And I suggested looking at his calendar to see when he was not in meetings, when he would be most available, to try to contact him then. She did not know how to look at somebody's calendar, so I logged off of my computer, walked to her office, had her log onto her computer, had her pull up the calendar, which at this company we used Google Calendar. So she pulled it up and I said, right here, search the person's name. So we pull it up, there's nothing on his calendar. And I said, okay, well, that's not surprising. I currently am an executive assistant, and you could probably figure out more about what I'm doing by looking at my boss's calendar than my calendar. So I assumed the same thing at the time at this job. So I said, we'll pull up, the president's calendar. And again, that should tell you when he's probably most available. So she does, and we can see, what's going on. Now, at this point, I figure out, they have no privacy filters on anything. We can see details about what everybody's doing. There's no kind of filter to our privacy. So anyway, she was like, thanks for this information. It's really helpful. So when she was on the call with her supervisor later that day, she was like, yeah, Audra showed me this thing. It was really helpful. The next morning, I was fired. Apparently, that was showing privy information. When I logged off my computer, went to her desk, and with her settings and her account, showed her how to look up things. So that happened. And I even got them to email me specifically in writing that that's what I was being fired for showing somebody how to use the calendar, which is comical now because if I asked somebody when they were available rather than looking it up on their calendar, I would probably be in trouble because, like, that's annoying. That's why that feature is there. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.
Alafu mtaniambia vile kuna prospects ama nini. But for now, mi naona nika hiyo ndo conclusion. Nyi mkae safe. Ndaendelea ku-upload zingine, ndawatafutia zile za mandege. Hiyo itabidi nimeweka hapo na memes juu hiyo ni for real some messed up shit. And stay safe my guys.